Hi, she's Trixie and I'm Sarah, and this is our Yarn World, a place where we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 134 today, and for any of our normal and faithful followers, yes, we did miss last week.
Yeah. Couldn't be helped.
Yeah, it couldn't be helped. Dealing with some illness on my end with my household, and I'm still kind of recovering from some things that happened during that time, with me being a little bit on the sicker side today, but pushing through. I do appreciate your patience, especially when we're in the middle of a giveaway. It was not an easy decision to make, but It was one of those things where it just could not be helped, especially when it's littles.
And it's Stitch Away's stress months, and we didn't want to miss any of that either, but it just couldn't be helped.
It couldn't be helped, but we hope that you get inspired with all the variety of things that we actually end up having to show for you this time. I feel
so
like
many things got done.
I know, and I feel like you guys will be able to possibly get inspired and or benefit from the things that we are going to be able to show you today. And one of the things that I would like to say is, again, just as a quick reminder for anybody, whether you're able to meet to the end of this video or not, please realize that next week we are actually going to be officially drawing the name for the giveaway. So
exciting.
Not only the last episode we made 133, but this episode 134. If you like, subscribe and comment what your favorite version of
stitching is.
Stitch crafting is. It doesn't matter, quilting, embroidery, I don't care if it's cross stitching, plastic canvas, crochet, knitting, anything in that vein of crafting with any sort of thread or yarn. What your favorite one is, what's the one that gets you calm, anchors you, relaxes you, as this is a Stitch Away stress month. Please just share with us your version of that, and you will instantly be entered to win.
Yes.
So we will announce the last day that that those comments can be used are May 1st, because that's the day that we're going to cut it off.
Yep.
And we are going to be making our video then, and we will pull out a winner and we'll announce it, and we'll show all the things then. There was a sneak peek for that in the last video if you want to go back and check out what will be a part of that giveaway then.
Yep.
But otherwise, to you, whoever that lucky winner is, don't feel afraid to comment. Don't feel afraid to like and subscribe. We are a great family. We love to be able to hang out with who we feel is just friends that we can vibe with, that enjoy what we do, and we know that we would enjoy what you do if we actually got to meet you.
Yeah.
It just feels like a great community, and we hope that you will think to stick around and enjoy it with us, and hopefully a new one of you can enjoy some of our goofy fun craftings and the things that we like to have in our kits we'll share with you. So to our normal way of getting things done, our normal broadcasting, what is your accomplishments and or whips in progress this week, Mom?
Well, I was able just last night to finish the reading shawl for Sarah.
I have not. I've been trying not to look at the table in that location at all.
So Ophelia Talks, Anya, she did a reading shawl that does not come to a point in the back. It actually squares off, and it is so easy to work and fun to do. Now Sarah is more in the dark colors. She likes black and anything that goes with black, and so I chose to do black with red. Now my black is Mainstays 100% acrylic yarn in black. Now I had two skeins of that, and it's a 4-ply yarn. Then I had all kinds of Lydia yarn that were in varying stages of use that I got from thrift stores that I just decided to put in with this. So
That would allow you to see the black better.
Yes. So the black and the red together made this nice cloth that is now her reading shawl. And then I want to show you the bottom because I don't think we ever showed the bottom on, but see how squared off that is? Isn't that nice? And it goes over your shoulders. Let's see. It goes over your shoulders, fits down your arm, and then covers your back. And you can sit in your chair, your favorite chair, and you can have it over yourself, and you can enjoy your good book. So, here you are. Let's see how it fits you. I think she's happy.
Yeah, I don't think you realize how much.
And it goes right down to where I thought it was going to, right at her lower back. So when you're reading and you get a little chill, you just put this over you and you get an instant warmth.
Oh, I'm wearing this to the bus stop for Olivia. Yeah. This is going to be a, we got to go, kids. Let's go.
Yeah. So I had this much left of the second skein, and I probably could have got around another round or two with this, but this is how much I had left of the Lydia yarn, and I was not going to get around another round with that.
Wow, this is warm.
So I had that much left of this project, and I think I did pretty good. So I'm going to give you that. She likes to have all the little things for the little parts of the skeins left. I make blankets, I make bigger things, so I need the full skeins. She uses all the remnants. So
I have a lot of stash busting projects that I do.
So last night I decided I know somebody who recently announced that they're struggling with cancer. They're stage 3, and I thought, what better way to know that someone is that cares, someone cares for them, than to make a blanket for when they're going through their chemo or radiation or anything like that. Yeah. You tend to get cold in those situations. You're sitting there for hours getting your things, your medicine put into you. So I thought I would make a blanket, and this person is very, very slender, but now we know why. She's been struggling with this for a while, and she just didn't know it. So what I thought I'd do is I went through my stash, and I have 6 balls of this. Well, it was skeins, but it's now rolled up, that I was going to make something with a long time ago. I already had balled this up, but it never turned out, and I didn't end up using it. It is Bernat's Symphony yarn in the colorway Pebbles, and it's a bulky 5. So it suggests that you use a 6.5 millimeter, but I'm going to use my 10 hook, my Furls 10 millimeter hook, only because anything over a 5 or a 4 ply, I usually use my 10 hook on. And so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make a lap blanket for this person so that they've got something to take with them when they want to, she'll be going to U of M, she'll be going to treatments, and she can take this along with her, or even when she's sleeping at home or whatever, and just kind of lay on the couch or whatever and just kind of take a nap. So I just wanted to feel like a hug for this person to feel better knowing that somebody thought of them and made something for them. And so that's my next project. I haven't started it yet, but next week I'll be able to show you how far I've gotten. So what are you working on?
I think I will introduce my whip last.
Okay.
But I'm going to take this off because it's actually quite warm.
That makes me feel good.
Yes.
It makes her warm enough to...
No, I love it. I love it. How do I say this? I know I'm young, but I feel like I've been having hot flashes, and I know that that's because of my immune system has been going high and crashing, going high and crashing. As you guys are well aware, I've been dealing with such major, not major illnesses, but some reoccurring illnesses throughout the whole entire this year, unlike what I normally get. And I don't know all the reasons why. I'm really trying to come to terms with the fact that I might be dealing with some severe allergies that I went undiagnosed with, especially with eczema that I did not realize I was having, reoccurrences, respikes that I haven't had since I was a kid, things like that just really took a toll on me. And I've tried to come to peace with having to make self-care decisions, even dental ones recently. And it's just been this really big journey of self-discovery as an adult, having to really be the one in control of the decisions for my body, my health. And it's different because most of the time, it's like the last time I really had to deal with things like this aggressively, I feel like I was really much more of a teenager where I had your advice and your help to navigate these things. I don't really feel like I've been this constantly sick or this whatever in a very long time.
Right.
And normally now I'm the mom. I'm the one that's dealing with other people being sick. I don't have time to be sick. And so it's just been this really interesting idea of how to navigate that, how to kind of prioritize your health and start taking the vitamins, taking the this, taking the that, doing regular self-care, making sure you don't forget to brush your teeth, don't forget you do this, don't forget you do that. And I know that sounds crazy, but when you're a parent, things like that sometimes go to the wayside. I'm not, this is real life. And I'm trying to find ways, especially even with my crafting, where I'm finding more ways to sit down, ground myself, make priorities, make good habits, do the tasks even when I don't want to do them, so I can start
stitching your way to mental health.
Well, not only that, but like investing in me.
Yes.
Investing in my future health, investing in my future self, investing in what I want to see my future to be.
Right.
Whether it be health, whether it be this, whether it be whatever, it's like this is important to me. And that brings up a discussion of, I know that we've discussed the fact that in the past I've made things to sell in the past, but they've always been a consistent flow of projects that I just make to deliver to people. And it's been a huge discussion for most of my life as to whether I should make an Etsy shop, do Ravelry, do whatever it is, go to markets, do this, do that. And for the first time, I'm in a place where I recognize that maybe I should possibly actually give that a try. Maybe this is a thing that this natural gift of mine that I'm very blessed with can actually be something that can help my household and be beneficial as we're dealing with more car troubles and all these different things where it's like just having me go get a job isn't going to be as feasible or as profitable when right now I might be able to do more by investing in what I already know I can do and what I know people enjoy me doing.
Yeah.
And so I don't have all the kinks dealt with yet, and I don't know what my future is going to be, but right now I am actually currently making stock, which is part of the reason why my mom has been blessing me with a lot of her scraps. And I have to tell you this. Found somebody, Facebook Marketplace is amazing, selling 33 pounds worth of polyfill.
Wow.
For $50.
That's awesome.
And they said it was slightly used, and I asked them what they're referencing. They said that they themselves had made their own mannequin using it. Oh. Mannequin mold. But however the exterior material that they use for it did not hold its structure very well, so it kind of popped open.
Oh.
And so they wanted to be able to give it a new home, but it's only ever been used for that, and so it's still good. And it's
wow.
8 full-size garbage bags full of polyfill.
That's awesome.
And they said that they would be willing to hold it for me until I get there because they live an hour and a half away. And I'm like,
oh,
okay, yes, please. Because despite the fact that me and my mom did benefit from the doorbuster sale that Joanne's was having, these sort of moments where it's like I'm considering putting a Craigslist ad out of if you have scrap yarn or if you have yarn you want to get rid of from possibly a crafter that has passed away and you want to have a place that it will go to a good home or
right.
actually I will accept it. I'm considering doing that because if I can get things where it's like I'm just trying to be frugal because you teaching me the whole Goodwill always has yarn. These things always have yarn. It's not that going to Joann's isn't a good thing because it is, or Michael's or whatever. But that's when you're really looking for a specific yarn. If you can stock up on things that just are already being purged out of someone's closet or just, let's recycle. I know a lot of moms that do that with toys, even on Facebook Marketplace, where it's like they can be washed and stuff. Instead of buying new, I can just recycle from toys that are gently used, and I already know that are coming from, there's no reason to mass produce these when they can, kids grow out of things, and we can just, I can get their hand-me-downs, stuff like that. It's like, and they're new to my kids. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm really excited to see how far I can pull out this whole, really being frugal.
Right.
And it's not just about how much money I can just make off of free stuff or a good deal as much as how can I make sure that I'm not just buying more stuff than helping other people as well get stuff out of their house while also recognizing that what I'm doing is another turnaround way of being able to invest in my family.
Right.
And be able to show my kids how they can make their own business or even show my husband how I can help support in a way that is not only a stress-free environment for me, but also him being able to feel a little bit more free to encourage me in this. Because he's always been my number one cheerleader.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed with that. But there's also that aspect of, Sarah, I want to do this for you, but can we afford that? Can we do that? Can we do this? And he's got me sales all the way around. He's always hyping me up with people around him. He has literally a portfolio on his phone that he shows off to people. But it's one of those things where it's like, now it's a level of like, how are we going to do this? And now there's this sense of, he's the one who found the polyfill. He's constantly looking on Facebook Marketplace and eBay and stuff and Craigslist to be able to find good deals. And now he's doing that in the aspect of being able to possibly invest in our future, invest in what we're going to be able to do. And it's really exciting to have that. I know not every crafter has that sort of level of support system, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful to everyone in my family and my life. I even have friends that are photographers that are willing to help me with photographs and good production for my stuff for like Facebook or whatever. And I even have a friend who is in business, has a business and marketing degrees that has helped me with the spreadsheets and stuff like that. And all these people want is either some free stuff where they can just take stuff off my table for free because I'm going to be having a big stock, or they want me to write patterns for them because I'm capable of that and I've done that for people before.
Right.
And it's like, so I can trade, I can barter, I can do this, and it just, I don't know, this is a different stage in my life. I'm excited to explore it. Hopefully you're on this journey with me. If you have any sort of history with that, and you can comment down below. I very much appreciate any wisdom I could glean from. I'm trying to find ways of being able to be good with my hands, good hand exercises, wrist exercises, stretching. I'm trying to get a walking pad so I can walk while I'm crocheting in the house and try not to crush my back with sitting all the time.
And she can always show you guys what she's making.
Yes. So with that being said, I am kind of, I didn't bring all of the stuff that I have because
she brought samples.
I brought some of the stuff because I've been pumping things out like crazy.
I may want one of these, but I may buy one.
No.
Or
it's funny
that you want to do it.
It's funny because my mother-in-law, my other mom, was very much eyeing these and holding these in her lap the other day.
Wait till you see what we're talking about. They are the cutest little things.
Okay, so with that being said, stash busters. If you are someone who's considering doing marketplace selling or is trying to be able to do things,
Craft fairs.
or maybe it's like party favors for a nice little get together that you're doing,
Yeah.
keychains. I'm telling you, they're great stash busters, and you can find so many different free keychain patterns that you can find on even Ravelry or Pinterest. Even just looking up on Google search engine, like really small free crochet or knitting patterns that can be formed into a keychain.
And if you like small projects for the win, you're always going to get them done because they get done very quickly.
Yeah, they're kind of like,
this might be the thing for you.
Yeah, this is like an hour-long podcast, bust out a couple of them sort of a project. So here's, which one should I start with? So I have invested in a lot of materials to be able to make these higher quality, such as good stuff to be able to make keychains, all those all the tools to be able to do that, things like that. So I do not have all those things to show. Maybe someday, if there are questions about that, I can show you what I have, because I'm trying to protect my hands and their ability to keep going for as long as possible, so I don't get arthritis and stuff like that. I'm trying to invest in that, but. I've been really interested in making donut art rubies and stuff, but I was able to figure out how to make mini ones on my own without a pattern, and I'm very excited about this because look at it. Look at it. Look at the little donut with the sprinkles on the keychain.
It is so cute.
And so it's one of those things where I'm very proud of this one. They are about the size of a Little Debbie donut, powdered donut. And I am very grateful to this. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where it felt like it just came together on its own. I'm sorry if you hear that. That's my son. He's being a little bit impatient with our filming today. But it's about the size of a Little Debbie's powdered donut, chocolate donut, whatever, in those bags. And it does have a hole all the way through. And I did do sprinkles, and it's very fun. And I'm trying to figure out, I've written the pattern down. I'm considering even making this a pattern that people can possibly buy from me on Ravelry. So I'm considering all those things. But yeah, this one's a fun one. My daughter is having me custom make one of these that actually has eyes and a smile, and it actually looks like a cat donut for her backpack. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. So, yep. These are easy to make, very quick, very fast, and fun. So yeah, I've been having a lot of people laugh at this one, but they really are intrigued by it because it's just fun and funky.
And it's the same size as a mini donut would be.
Yeah, it's literally the size. I was just telling them of like a Little Debbie's powdered donut. It's like literally that size.
Exactly.
Next one, pick one. So you'll see this.
Got away.
Just trying to fly away. So in a second you'll see this in a little bit of a bigger form, but I figured out also how to make the brooding chicken hens. And I figured out the pattern on my own. Again, I was inspired by a photo I saw, and I kind of was able to figure out its shape, and I was able to make it on my own, and I made all the details on my own. Again, these are patterns I feel have been ride or dies for most people, and there's patterns for these everywhere, so I don't know if I'm going to replicate these, but I do have them of my own. But I made a little chicken keychain. Its eyes, its little beak, its little frills.
So cute.
It's just sitting there, the keychain.
So the next county over is all farmland.
Yeah.
So we may have a good market for these.
Yes, and you'll see this bigger in a little bit. This is just a little guy, and you'll see why I chose this in a minute. This particular yarn. So I'll save this for a minute. Which is the next one you want me to do? Okay. So I've been really wanting to do what I call the ghosty goose for a while, but you'll see my take on this. If the lighting is right, you will see that I kind of played yarn chicken with this. This guy was a lot of, there was yarn remnants I was just kind of throwing together. So if you kind of see that, beware, but it's a little ghost. little cheeks, a little...
So cute.
It's simple, but it's a simple shape, but it's cute. And for people that have like a sense of humor like me, these make sense. They're fun, they're simple, they're not scary, and they're just meant to make you smile and laugh. And figured this pattern out for myself, very inspired by different ideas I saw of this same sort of thing on Pinterest and other crafting sites, so crafting locations. So yeah, I'm very grateful, and I really love this one. I wrote this pattern down because I plan to make more of these, and you might see these in other being used in other ways in the future, but I will show you that in a little while. My last one, and again, a lot of these have duplicates, but I just showed a little bit off.
Yeah.
So as you've seen before, I made the poppet mushrooms, and I made them bigger where they're in the Bernat blanket yarns. I used them in acrylic. I adjusted the hook size for the acrylic size weight of yarn, for the floor ply worsted weight, and I was able to realize that I could make mini keychain poppets that work and are quite stiff and hold their shape just fine, but are in a keychain form. I made their faces super simple, just with the little black like 6mm eyes. And yeah, and I thought these were quite cute, and how easy these were whipping up, and they were stash busting, just getting so many scraps of yarn just used up. And I thought that these were brilliant. So got all the keychain stuff off of Amazon and all the equipment I'm using to be able to put them together, because again, I'm trying to protect my hands as much as possible. I'm not going to just be pinching with my fingers when I can use tools that can help me grip and not get scraped up.
Right.
So next thing I'm going to show is my bigger brooding hens. Now, for context, again, I am trying to, so I am not trying to set a stage of just whatever. Okay, what I'm trying to say is there is in my mind things I do want to see on this imaginary market table that I'm setting for myself, and there are things that I want to see on that. But there are things that I see other people do on theirs that are like, okay, that makes sense. Now, with all the yarn I've been getting gifted, I gravitate towards yarns that I think would work best for certain patterns based off of what I have pictured in my head that I know that I have the materials for and I can do right now. So,
now, the yarn that she's had used for this, I had got at a thrift store, and I had no idea what to use it for. So I gave it to her, and this is a brilliant idea.
So it's a fake faux fur. How's that? Faux. Man, in my head, when I'm literally saying it spelled out in my head, I'm using English ways of sounding it out. I wasn't saying anything inappropriate. That's French, right? Faux for material. And my husband's been trying to figure out, okay, so the one thing about this, like I said, when you're playing yarn chicken and you're trying to figure out how you're like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to find a color match. This is one of those things that getting remnant yarns from people can be a little bit of an iffy thing. I only had so much of this, and so I was only able to make 2 of these, but my husband was able, because he, like I said, he's a huge supporter of my work, he was able to find this yarn. So he wants me to make more of these because he thinks that they're going to go far.
They are, and you can't see the stitches, so it's a brilliant thing for this particular thing.
So again, it's part of the reason why I use this particular yarn for the mini ones.
Yeah.
It's not as thick, but I used this multicolored baby yarn, baby blanket, like Bernat yarn, because I knew you wouldn't see the stitches.
Yeah.
It looks like feathers are just compacted on this little chicken.
Yep.
With this one, it literally looks like feathers.
Yes.
And you cannot see the stitches. I've decided I will refuse to use any other material to make these girls because I want them to look like the feathers. Now, I'm not saying that you're wrong for using Bernette yarn or however you make these projects for yourself, selling, or for your own personal taste, or whether you're making them for a gift. But the benefit of using that fake fur yarn is that it hides the stitches. You can literally push it to make it have it the fake fur lay the way that you want. And it really kind of looks like feathers.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really brilliant. And so when, like I said, the inspirations and the things I have set in my head as to good market items, but also taking inspiration off of the yarn that I have around me and letting that speak for me.
And then what did you fill it with?
I made this with this yarn. So, going into the reason why I'm calling it a brooding hen. Obviously it's sitting, but there's a reason why I'm calling it a brooding hen just instead of a hen. My mother-in-law, a long time ago, gave me weighted beads. I've showed them that I've used these before in projects in the past, but they were supposed to be weighted blanket beads that she was going to make a weighted blanket of her own for her mom, who has since then passed away. So they didn't ever get used for anything, and she offered them to me for free. With that being said, I had clean but holy socks in my sock stash that I decided to repurpose. I took 2 cups of the weighted beads that I had, I stuck them in the socks, and I put them in this. So it literally has weight. This,
Yes.
you can see how quick it's dropping. It has weight. It's like the perfect paperweight. And I almost think that if I make this bigger, I can make this like a door stopper or something.
Somebody might think you have chickens in your house if you did them any bigger than that. I mean, it's that real looking when you looking at it.
But I've made 2 of them. And so these are my 2 brooding hens right now, and I have people looking at these a lot. I've had people tell me that if I get these really pumping out, they'll buy them from me, and people that are just asking me what it would take for them to just buy them now, and I'm just like, okay. So yeah, it's just one of those things. And so yeah, like I said, I was thinking, okay, Look at the miniature to it.
It's so cute.
But like I said, I told James, I refuse to use any other yarn than this because of the fact that I loved how it turned out. And so when I was making the miniature ones, I was like, I gotta be careful about what yarn I use because I don't want to see the stitches. And I saw this, I was like, you can literally not see the stitches with this because of the multicolored yarn, even though it's a smaller yarn, it's not fur. Excuse me. So yes, I was very excited about that. So the miniatures are turning out fantastic, and like I said, I made this pattern on my own. I took inspiration from those who have made this before on their own, but all the detailing and how it's made for both of these are things that I figured out on my own from inspiration, but I'm the one who wrote down the pattern, so I have nothing to really like, hey, here, go here. This is stuff that I've made. If you are interested in the idea of any of these ideas being something that you would like to actually have patterns for, please let me know if that's something that you would think is something that you would like, because then I will actually commit to writing them down and getting Ravelry up where I can start selling them. But yeah, these are quite comical. And again, the one thing I will say is when I put these safety eyes on, I had to actually cut some of the fur around the eyes because it was covering the eyes. So I actually had to do that so that you could actually see the eyes, and it kind of only makes the face look more real.
It does. It really does.
So yeah, so there's that. Now, my next thing. I'm trying to make this quick because I don't want this to be a long episode for anybody. I've been hinting at the fact that I want to make mandala wall hangings for a while. I feel like I've said this before on the channel. Well, I've been telling people for a while I want to do this. Even if I haven't mentioned it on the channel, I've told people in the past, outside of the camera, this is what I want to do. I've been taking a lot of inspiration from places on the internet, and I thought that they look pretty and really unique, And I have explained that since then I've been very blessed with a lot of like Aunt Lydia sort of floss thread and yarn, and depending on the thickness. And so I've been really testing it out. I had a friend who used to work at Dollar Tree explain to me that they do have these wire frames that I could potentially try this on. They come in 3 different sizes, like a 10, an 8, and a 6 diameter, and hoops. And they're supposed to be for handmade wreaths. That's what the whole thing is. They have fake flowers at the Dollar Tree, and then those are right next to it to be able to make your own homemade wreath.
Yeah.
But I'm making them for these.
And I like it.
And this one's not fully done yet, but to give you an idea, these are...
You might have to put it up against your shirt.
Okay,
See?
here. Put the blanket behind it.
Ooh, yeah.
Shawl behind
There we
it.
go.
Back it up. There you go. So, yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
This is one of the bigger ones I've made thus far. And again, I freehanded this. This is like a virus pattern. I then decided that I wanted to have points, and I continued with a virus pattern in between, and then I framed it on this. Again, I don't want this to be a super long video, but I am going to be making more of these, so if you stay tuned, I will explain how I kind of made these in a different later episode, maybe even not next week, but in 2 weeks when we're back to our normal programming outside of the giveaway. I will do a little bit more of an in-depth as to how I've been making these. If you want a tutorial, probably could do that, but yeah, because getting them on the frames, getting them stretched out, getting them sewn on, making the decisions is how to freehand these. If you like this and would like to make these for your home or whatever, I plan to sell these as well. If you live in my local area and you know me or know I live in Michigan, I probably will be letting you guys know when I actually go to a market. But yeah, these are fun, and I'm thinking about making collages. So meaning that with all the different size circles, I will pair them and kind of make this whole entire, where I kind of like place these in different like locations across each other and sew them together so that it's like be like a white one, a black one, and a different kind of, you know, pattern, and like a colored one where it's like black, white with a fashion color in there, and kind of making all these different things. So this is another one I've done. Dear Lord. I didn't think about how I was going to show this on the camera. I do apologize. But here's another one that I did. Again, this is actually the first one I did in this mustard yellow. It is on the smallest hook size that I have, and again, this is taking inspiration from the virus stitch. I freehanded this, so this is not a pattern that I can represent to anybody, but just if you know the virus stitch and you can kind of freehand your own kind of doily lace pattern, just make it big enough for the frame, and then I will, if you have like, oh, what are they called, light bulb hooks, or stitch markers. I've just pulled these and then kind of placed the stitch markers evenly across it, so it was just kind of like loosely on the frame, and then I sewed it on. So, but again, I can, if you guys are interested, kind of give you a brief tutorial as to how I made these in a later episode. So just let me know. But with playing with all these frames, I did come up with the idea that, oh, if I put frames together, I can make different shapes and indicate a much more of a different kind of grander mural. So it's kind of messy, but I put 2 frames together. Oh, good Lord. 2 frames together right here. And I am in the current process of making this moon. I might be filling this in with its own, a really intense mandala that's like in blue. And then if you see these beads, the frame broke on me, because this is my 3rd attempt on this.
Oh.
I'm literally eyeballing and freeballing these ideas, so I'm not taking any, like, I'm not doing any sort of tutorial or a buying pattern. I'm just really just trying to figure out all this stuff on my own.
Right.
And when the frame broke on me, I was really frustrated. But then I was like, this gives me opportunity that I can put these wooden beads on the frame before I sew it back up and tie it back up, where it gives me points of reference as to where I want the possible star to be. Because I'm going to fill this in. Right now I'm just kind of zigzagging through this because what I did was I crocheted along the rims so that I can sew and fill this in, intensely fill this in with the white.
So she'll have a crescent moon here.
Yep, so I'll have a crescent moon. And then I will be doing a mandala right here and stretching it right here. And then I'm going to be making the star that spreads out from the center, and it will hook its corners onto all of these beads as the tightness point, so that I'm not messing up all the other artwork. And this will be a wall hanging as well.
Well, isn't that clever? I can't wait to see the finished product on this one.
And like I said, this is a lot of just me looking at what I have and letting it speak to me. I know that might not be everyone's style when it comes to crafting. Sometimes they just, for them to feel at peace with it being a grounding thing, it's just I want the yarn, I want the pattern, I want to sit down and just do it. I don't want to think about it. I just want someone else to have figured out all the mess for me. Sometimes, just like with my mom, I already have a guesstimation as to what I want and how to get what I want, so I'm just going to chain to this, use my favorite stitch, and just keep going back and forth to make this. With me, I get kind of burnt out and bored very easily doing the same thing over and over again, which for someone who's about to be making a whole bunch of market things where I have to kind of be making things over and over and over again, it's why I'm making so many different things. I'm not trying to make so many different things that it's like 50 different things and I have to make 50 of 50. It's not that, but it's like I want to have a broad enough spectrum of the crafts that I'm doing that if I'm getting tired of doing small stitching, I can go to a bigger stitching project. If I don't want to be doing crochet because I'm getting yarn burn, I can go to these mandalas. I've been noticing that having different textures of yarn, going from the threads to the acrylics to the blanket yarns, have been wearing differently on my hands and how they pull oil or how quickly I have to get yarn. Just all these different things has been allowing me to have a different appreciation for how I do things. I can pop a lot of these out, and then at the later the next day or whatever, I can put all the keychain parts on where it's like I don't have to instantly go to yarn. I can finish projects up in a different way.
Yeah.
I can count them. Even now, starting to be able to write down patterns, start figuring out how they need to be fleshed out, making pictures along the way, all these different things where it's like there's a grace and this rhythm of I can do what I want and go along with where the mood is taking me and the creativity is taking me without feeling burnt out right now, because it is so much room for me to just let the yarn speak to me, or let the frames speak to me, or let the projects come to me, that I'm not feeling stressed out about having to find patterns that are free to use on the market. I'm literally making my own patterns. I'm really freeballing this. I'm having a lot of support. I'm having a lot of fun. And this month, despite being sick, has really shown me how stitching yourself away from stress and having a grounded craft and realizing that this might be something that can actually be a stable part of my life and something that can benefit me.
Right.
It's been really eye-opening.
Exactly.
And really freeing. And I'm very excited as to where this is going to take me.
And I'm so glad you figured it out and stitched away stress.
I know. Like, ain't that perfect?
It is.
And last time I saw you, I had something that I got from a yard sale I wanted to show you, but we're way too far gone on this video that I can't show it to you this yet. I promise I will show it to you next week. Maybe. Mom, hold me to it.
Okay.
I want to show this to you because it literally was this old basket from somewhere. It smelled like it was from the attic or a basement. It had all these like linear yarns and so many old crochet hooks. And all these different things that it's like, oh my goodness, this is from a completely different era and I'm loving this. And I just...
She got the whole basket of stuff for $15. It was amazing.
So much. Even some of the ladies' artwork was in there. and someone just threw it in there and was getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not disrespecting the yard sale because it was a massive yard sale, so I don't know where this came from or who gave it, but it's like, it might have even been the lady who was like, I just need this to purge. But it's like, I am so excited. So, to round up, I am, not every crafter gets to be able to be a YouTuber. And I know that we're not the biggest YouTuber ever, but this is one of those things where I'm so grateful to have this. I'm so sorry. My nose is running. This once a week, almost like, it feels like this journal where that can talk back to me. These people that are able to show how they're being inspired by us. You guys inspire us.
Right.
It's this mutual thing where it's like, I feel like we're a family or just friend group or a community of people that really get each other.
Yeah.
And as we're really getting into our niche of you being able to bless people with blankets, it always seems to come
right
at the right time. Not that I'm trying to say that this person getting cancer is for you and your benefit, but just the whole, they come so steadily. These people that you end up blessing with your blankets always just come so steadily. It's not just a boom, boom, boom. It's always like, okay, what's this next place going to? Oh, this person. Instantly, while you're crocheting it, all of a sudden you're just like, oh, someone's sick. Okay, I need to get them for this. Oh, it's a birthday. Oh, it's a this. Oh, it's a that. Oh, I need to donate blankets. This is the season to do it. It's like, I feel like those seasons just have been coming so naturally. And I don't know how to or who to tell, but gifts, when they are genuinely great, or they give you so much peace, find a place in your life.
Yes. Yeah.
To nourish and replenish and just provide so much joy even outside of you.
Yeah. It's a good feeling to be able to do something for somebody that doesn't even know it's coming yet.
Yes. So, and I feel that way with even some of these where it's like, I don't know where these homes are going to be. I don't know where these guys...
they're going to be the perfect homes for these little people.
So
or these little creatures.
Or even what walls these are going to be on.
I know. I'm excited for that too. I really want to see that moon and stars one.
So, as always, we are so grateful to anyone who's even made it to the end of this video. I know it's longer. We were hoping to have it be a shorter video, but...
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for your chance to win in the giveaway next week.
And we hope that you visit us next week or go ahead and see some of our old videos. But until then, we hope that you stitch your way
to mental health.